Hey guys, Twelve58 here. Today I'm going to get into another frequently asked questions video, which means I'm going to go into my comment section. I'm going to see what sort of questions or queries or critiques you guys are bringing to the game, and I'm going to do my best to answer them honestly and reasonably. And it's fine if they're salty, but I'm going to do my best to be respectful, even if we do disagree. Sometimes those are the best videos. Let's see what we find. I haven't looked at the comment section yet. If you're new to my channel, my name is Dwayne Cunningham, and I go by Twelve58, and you can call me 12. Leave comments on any question, and I'll do my best to answer them often. I do this probably once a week. I'll try and grab 3 comments from 3 videos, but sometimes I get distracted by little one-offs. Although I usually aim for 3 big comments, because that usually makes the video kind of rip by around 20-25 minutes long. So let's go. Well, I see William over here, and I haven't seen him comment in a while. And he used to hang out all the time, I believe. So shout out to William. Exploring the modern meta. Okay, this is a video where I recently was just playing Modern and Gold League. Let's see what William has to say. I began in the season in Gold 1 after finishing the Modern Gold leaderboard for the first time ever. So last season. Okay. Since then I have lost every game but 2 to maxed cards, all the way down to silver. Lost both games in silver to maxed cards. They instantaneously made any deck at any level irrelevant. Not at max level irrelevant. The game lost all entertainment value for me personally overnight. I started unfollowing streamers as content is also irrelevant. 3 years of hardcore dedication and love for the game erased in a single update meant to improve player experience. How there isn't more of an outcry is baffling personally. They place too much emphasis on rewarding players for buying more cards that have consistently lost value. I could always justify buying more cards or SPS as an entertainment expenditure with the faint hope of someday receiving a monetary return, potentially, although unlikely. Both the primary value, entertainment value, and hopeful speculation value are a painful memory. I deeply enjoy you Splinterlands as well as you 12. Farewell, old friends. William, wow, I'm glad I read that comment. I might have just passed that one by, but again, there's some good substance there. I could tell there was, whatever it was you were talking about, I knew that there would be something worth addressing. So I've seen this sort of comment before from different people, and I always want to be careful because I don't want to convince William that he should stay and keep playing Splinterlands. And some people, as I've spoken in the past on topics like this to different commenters, people will be critical of me for not selling William a vision to stay. But I refuse to sell this game to people who don't want the game, who don't like the game, who aren't interested in the value proposition of the game. Or it's one thing to not be interested in the plan or the vision for what Splinterlands is. It's an entirely different concern if you don't believe that they can realize the vision. And so to me, I've said this many times, I believe in Splinterlands because I actually enjoy the process of enjoying the game. I believe in Splinterlands because I have confidence that the team, 1, is aiming at a vision that makes sense, and 2, that they can execute that vision. Now, they have had a checkered past. They have been less than perfect, but everybody's less than perfect. And even when I look at AAA studios releasing their recent games, I go, on launch, this wasn't even a game. It was unplayable. And a year later, 2 years later, 5 years later, it's now a game. So, even AAA titles have to have setbacks. And so from all of that said, I walk in a huge degree of confidence for what Splinterlands both is today and what it's aiming at becoming tomorrow. Does that mean I want people like William to say, you're right, Dwayne, I was wrong, and I'm going to buy back all my cards, or I'm going to double down on my investment? No, that's not what this channel is about. That's not what my excitement means. Like, for one thing, whenever I speak about this, I hope this is so clear, and I'll come back to William's comment in a minute, but one more thing to say is, it's so important to me that people really understand that if Splinterlands has anything worth celebrating about it, It's the fact that true and genuine ownership of your assets matter in this game, as opposed to other games, most other games. And for that distinction to carry weight or to actually be founded on something honest, people like William have to have the right, the capacity, the ability, the opportunity to say, nope, something about what you're doing with this breaks the deal for me. I don't like it that way. I'm not going to play it that way. I won't enjoy it that way. I'm not going to invest into that way. And whether that's how they change the rank reward system, or whether it's what they do with SPS inflation after the SPS runs out, or if it's, how many packs of cards they issue, or how many promo cards they issue, or which promos their, third-party advertising are being partnered in those promo cards, or, because there's lots of things they could do or could fail to do that might be a deal breaker for even me. The joy and the beauty and the excitement of what Splinterlands is, if it has anything special, has to be at its core the idea that true and genuine ownership of the assets allows somebody like William to say, no, what just happened is a deal breaker. Peace, I'm out of here. And so I say all that to lead into a response to William, really, because I really want every viewer of this video, people who've been here for years, who don't get that. I know sometimes I fight with some people about that. Like, they don't really see the value of letting a person like William say, no, that's enough, I'm out. It's a deal breaker, I'm out. And for a guy like me to say, I get it, thank you for being here for the time you did. Thank you for dropping this comment. Thank you for being a supporter of the channel. Thank you for dropping likes in the past, etc. I recognize his name. And so, but then it's not, oh, you're wrong and you should stay and you don't get it. And it's like, we disagree on this. Me and William disagree on what? We disagree on, well, he says, for instance, that the changes in the rank reward instantaneously made any deck not max level irrelevant. And I disagree with that, because I would say, if you want to make a caveat, or if you want to expand on your own point and say, for now, I would agree with you. Because I do believe what he just said is 100% accurate for now. But, we haven't even finished a full season, right? Like, we are 13 days into that change, 12 and a half days into that change. And so as I play in gold, I am playing people who are very close to my rank. Look at the last games. This is yesterday, 14 hours ago. But he has max level. Okay, so it's a diamond level deck. We got a diamond level deck down here. Yep. Except for a level 1 Nerissa Tridon. A diamond level deck down here. We got a level 3 aggro longtail, level 9 Vraz. So I'm level 3 Constantia. So in the top 3 games that I just recently played, let's do 2 more. I'm checking my opponents and seeing how many of their cards are not max level. Carrion Shade level 7, Dr. Blight level 3, and this is the last one, level 3 Possibilis. And therefore everything is low. So I would say about 30 to 35% of the cards that I just showed from the last top 5 battles from yesterday, which was 3 days left in the season, in Modern, are either max. 70% of them are max. 65-70% of them are max. But I pointed to 1 or 2 cards from every single battle. There's that Nerissa. There were several in here. This whole team is underleveled. So 25 to 35% of these cards are actually Gold League level. So one, I think that actually disproves the idea that all battles have to be max level. But he's going to say, if he was here to talk with me, he'd be like, sure, Dwayne, but that's just a couple examples. I'm talking on average, I'm facing every single day max level decks. I get it. I totally get it. In fact, you're mostly right, I'm saying. But what I'm adding to that conversation is that it's only been 13 days. And I'm already seeing some people who are not max level, which definitely will be the trend. 100% for sure. I'm not even saying this is, to me, what I'm saying is a fact that we will get to a place, and it might be next season. I think it probably will be next season, but I feel confident in saying it will at least be the following season. So like 2 or 3 weeks from now, in my opinion, we will no longer have this conversation. Like there will no longer be except for the odd person who disappeared for a month, by the way, because they come back and they're like down in silver and they got to grind through you now and they get the max deck, or they just started, they bought a diamond deck. All of those two examples are actually going to be quite rare. So we're going to get to a place where it's going to be super unlikely that you're running into a lot of that. So I am saying you're right for now, but you're wrong in the sense of the completion of it. Like, you're implying it's irrelevant is a big word, man. It means more than just for now. It means there's no, satisfaction, there's no potential, there's no joy in less than max. And I go, no, for now, dude, for now. And again, that's, in my opinion, what I'm saying is a fact, but that doesn't mean that you have to be okay with it. But I'm saying in 2 to 3 weeks, I think you're going to be proven wrong about that one key place in this conversation. Now, there's so much more you say in here. Let's try and rip through a little bit more before I have to move on, because I do want to get 2 more comments. The game lost all entertainment value for me. This is a big point to me. Like, if you feel that way, that's it. To me, if this game is not fun and rewarding to you, then don't play it. Period. Full stop. 100%. Don't play it. Some people might say, well, I just want to invest in it. I want to speculate on it. Okay, that's a different thing altogether. But I'm saying the best value, the best reason to be in this thing and to be touching or looking at Splinterlands is going to be if you believe 2 realities about this. 3, in fact. 1, that it's fun. 2, that it's rewarding. And 3, that you believe it has a future. If that sort of 3-piece system exists in your mind for this game, or for another game, or for really any sort of blockchain experience, I would say hold on to that thing, because that is going to be the recipe. Those 3 pieces can be a foundation for you to really build a future in that thing. But he's saying clearly it lost all entertainment value for him personally. And that's not even, I can't argue that. I mean, if he feels that way, to me, that's a deal breaker. I would walk away too if I felt that way. I started unfollowing streamers and content creators. Yep, I get it. And it sounds like there's some sadness about that. First of all, I appreciate you dropping the comment, William. I recognize your name. I feel like you've been here since like maybe the first stream I did. I think you might have been here when we named TNA. 3 years ago, hard dedication to the game, erased a single man. This hits home too. He goes, 3 years of hardcore dedication and love for the game, erased in a single update meant to improve player experience. That's kind of a serious bar right there. Actually, you're making a strong point, but I think the strength of your point is limited in terms of its applicability. Like, I think you're right for now. I think in 2 or 3 weeks, a lot of your critique will just go away. And that doesn't mean that the entertainment value, or it doesn't mean you're wrong for leaving, or it doesn't mean any of that. It's just saying, like, if the sole issue is there's max level decks ruining the gaming experience at gold. If that's the sole issue, which I think is the core issue, at least, I believe in 2 to 3 weeks, you're going to see that that's not a problem anymore. And I would encourage anybody who's feeling the way William is to just ride that out for 2 or 3 weeks and see where we're at. And even watch the trend and do what I just did with these battle screens on your battle screen, and go through all the 20 battles, because it shows you 20 battles. Go through all the 20 battles and see, like, what percentage of these cards am I facing off against that are not maximum if I'm in gold, right? Or frankly, even if you're in silver, because you can do the same sort of test. A lot of these are maximum, which means a lot of these are diamond players. But I think that's going to change. There's only so many diamond players. And there's only so many people that are new that are buying diamond decks. And there's only so many that are going to rent diamond decks, etc. And there's only so many that slept for or disappeared on the game for 2 weeks or a month, and they're now catching up. So for that reason, these guys are going to get to diamond, and then they're going to be out of the way. But I'll tell you, I have a maximum deck, and I started in silver, and it's hard to get out of gold, because there is a lot of people scratching and clawing to get up there. This is the final point I want to make on my response to William, and I'm going to move on. It's really hard to get out of gold. I'm at 2490 and I just go up and down, up and down, up and down. These are all me fighting. I'm not using any sort of helper or anything like that. This is a modern league. I'm respecting the rules. I made it up to 2570 there. That was maybe my closest, but even that is a couple 100 points shy. It's a tough league. These are tough decks. There's, good players, and they're similarly equipped. If not, maybe I'm better equipped, but they're similarly equipped. And so it's actually hard to get out of gold. And therefore I'm lingering and probably slapping down some of these guys, like over here, that one I won right here, Possibilis level 3, Super Fig. He was 120 points below me. He really has a gold league deck. And I came in with my diamond champion and slapped them. And, I don't want to do that. I want to be in diamond, but I just can't put together enough rhythm to get up and out. And so people like me are in your way. And in 2 or 3 weeks, I won't be. I'm going to leave it there. Thank you so much, William, for your comment and your support over the years. I hope you have an amazing day. And if you do hang around, drop those comments every now and then. You know what I mean? Let me know what you're thinking, even if it's critical. I appreciate it. Have an amazing day. Let's go on. Comment number 2. Should we get one on vouchers? This video is about vouchers, so I'm not sure what FBI is talking about, but it's funny, so I'm going to quickly comment it. On this video with respect to vouchers, which I was talking about vouchers returning to peg and to 10-cent peg. That's like the soft peg. And now I don't really believe they're going to get there, not in the short term. I talked in the video, I actually said maybe 6, 7, 8 cents. But I think buying energy is going to drive it to higher levels. I think usage of energy will help. Where are we at right now? 4.8 cents. We've been hanging around 5 cents for days now, really. Look at this little peak over here. But anyways, go back to the comment. And he says, not Dwayne, $34 billion valuation, Cunningham. I suppose you're kind of, teasing me because you think my SPS valuations are crazy or ridiculously high. Current SPS valuation, 90 mil. Dwayne's future SPS is, so let's see here. I've never actually calculated a market value or a market cap, but if I said 34 billion, like he's alluding to, which I've never said, let's see. We divided by 90 million, 377x from where we're at. So then I go 0.03, 11. I never said $11 SPS, first of all. Even in like a wildest dream scenario, I have said really high numbers. I've said even $5. I think that's possible one day. I think I've said this cycle, I wouldn't be surprised to see $1. So I think your math is just like off significantly from where my mind or where my hugest expectations have like guessed at. But one more quick note on FBI Alex's comment. I think market cap is a useless piece of data. People like Alex believe that market cap tells you something meaningful. But I just don't look at this and say, these are the coins to own. And there's other games that happen in here too, by the way, with market cap. But one more note I'll put out on market cap. And I'll say this to anybody who's relatively new. When we look at the market cap and we think about what that says about the coins we want to invest in, what you should know is market cap is at its core calculated based on the sale of a certain token recently. And so when you look at the tokens that are being sold right now, and you multiply that by the circulating supply, you get a market cap. And that's helpful, but it's only one way of looking at the data. And when we get so fixated on, people will say things like Solana, XRP, ADA, they can never have more market cap than Bitcoin. That's crazy talk. And I go, first of all, Bitcoin can come down when alts are going up. And I go, second of all, the important thing about market cap is not that, you couldn't actually sell every Bitcoin for $72,000. Look at it that way. And this will be the last note I'll say on this. The idea that market cap is truly reliable implies that you can sell every single Bitcoin that exists for $72,000. And if you look at the daily volume, you will quickly find out that that's not possible. Meaning there's not enough buy pressure to adequately maintain that price if all Bitcoin that existed were brought to market for sale. the fact that millions the keys have been lost, they've never been moved, etc. That's part of why this is possible, which means that the market cap is this artificial idea and number. I'm not going to say too much more about that because he's just having fun anyways. And I take it as that FBILX. You think my speculations on SPS are out to lunch. This is not advice. I'm not telling you to buy SPS. I'm telling you on this channel what I believe. I have a great deal of confidence with regards to SPS. I never said 34 billion. I never said what mathematically sounds like $11 SPS, but I do actually think $1 is very reasonable. I do actually think $5 is possible. I do think numbers beyond that are possible, but we're getting down the road in my mind. And there's a lot of challenge or hurdles we need to overcome between us and those sorts of reliable numbers. When I say $1 for SPS in the short term, I'm actually imagining some sort of kind of blow off candle, like total exuberance, FOMO, and it's not really justifiable or sustainable. And you don't need to believe that because this isn't advice. This is just my opinion about, a video game, and you can take it or leave it. You know what? That was a pretty substantial response. So I'm going to let that be comment number 2. And we'll get into question number 3. Let's respond to Phoenix's comment here. Okay, so this is on a video I recently shot, which was called One Thing Will Grow Player Base in Splinterlands. And in that video, I talked to the idea that the price point of SPS is the greatest advertising device mechanism for Splinterlands, meaning if SPS grows in value, that changes how much we earn on a per game basis. If that changes how much we earn, that attracts far more players. More players drive out card prices. If card prices go up, rental card prices go up. If rental card prices go up, then the value of the card goes up. And then if there's more money rushing in to buy cards, that means there's more riches within the owners of the card assets themselves. You, me, everyone who's been here for a few years. Then we start buying more SPS. SPS price goes up. It's all so interconnected. And so I'm saying if SPS price spikes, even like a little, like I'm saying 10 cents, I think you start to see this sort of domino effect where we see radical player growth. And I think it goes from, rapidly from 10 to 20 to 30 to 50. I don't know where it stops, not advice. I'm just saying these are my expectations. And that's what I talk about in that video. And Phoenix jumps in and he says, blame the massively overhyped ETH art projects for people who blindly label all NFTs as digital art. And they are the ones who are ultimately going to miss out. If they aren't willing to put any research to understand the difference between a picture of an ape NFT and a usable collectible card game NFT, they don't really deserve to get in on the ground level. Phoenix is 100% right. There's one point I made in this video toward the end, which was around the idea that it's a shame that people will come racing in when we're already at all-time highs. That's just a standard practice in any sort of bull market moment. That's happening right now in the equities markets. I know people who are playing the stock market who know nothing about the stock market and who are, making this their career. And, I go, that is indicative of the bull market moment we're in. The sentiment is so bullish. I almost need to make a separate video about this because there's just a ton of things that are going on in the market that I think speak into where crypto might be in the 6 months, 12 months. But that'll be a different video, I think. But I agree. I guess I'm saying the general audience is uninformed about crypto, is uninformed about NFTs, is uninformed about blockchain-based video gaming. And yet they will come rushing in, because they will see enough green candles and FOMO will grab them. Now that's great for you and me and everybody who's playing here for years, but it's really terrible for those who are going to get sucked in by that. I wish they were paying attention now. I wish they were listening to people who they trust, whether that was me or another content creator who they really did trust. Because from a place of advice, like I did with William earlier, my posture is never, you need to buy, you're going to miss out. It's actually, you should, if you want to take advantage or benefit from a game like Splinterlands, it's about being here for a long period of time. It's enjoying the trivial daily rewards and letting those accrue in a way that give you a portfolio of assets that might one day multiply in value as the price of the game grows, while the developers are getting closer and closer to the expected reality of what they were planning. So that vision to me means just be here for a while. Some people say, Dwayne, that means you're telling me to buy these assets or buy a huge bag. I tell people to play the game and enjoy it. Enjoy the fun and rewarding element and enjoy collecting assets for free. And then one day, I bet you'll enjoy rewards. But the problem, unfortunately, that I see is, like, Phoenix, you're talking about it from one side. You're saying, like, they're just going to miss out. And I think you're right. Some of them will. And it is what it is. They didn't want to be here. Okay. But to me, I guess I'm talking on a slightly different side of the coin, where it's like, they're not going to miss out. They're just going to come in late, get roasted by buying tops and selling bottoms. And that actually isn't good for our game long term, because they generally speaking won't stay. And it gives more of a black eye towards cryptocurrency, not less. That's not, it's not exactly even on the point you're talking about. It's just a side note that I can't get past right now, because I just feel this moment is imminently coming. And I'm actually concerned that there's going to be more people like William, who feel strongly that this isn't what they were promised or what they thought they were getting into, etc., etc. And everyone's got to be a big boy, and we got to take our own responsibility for whatever actions we take, whether we buy or whether we don't. But man, I see that as the negative side effect of every bull market, and I feel like we're staring down the barrel of this one. I'm excited for it, but man, there's two sides to every coin. And you finish your thought by saying, followers will follow with the massive losses incurred by the first generation of no utility Ethereum NFTs. The main narrative amongst followers is still NFTs are useless. Yeah, you are right about that. That's what people think. And I think they will be awoken to the reality that some NFTs have actual utility, in the same way that the masses will be awakened to the fact that some blockchain-based or decentralized ledger technology can revolutionize, whether it's banking or asset, ownership, or trustless economic systems, etc. Like this stuff is legendary. And not everybody gets that, and not everybody will get that. And some people, maybe even more sad, will get it, but too late. And so anyways, I'm going to leave it there. But one final bonus little comment, and this new desktop image is pretty sick. I love this. I guess this is the rebellion fighting or whatnot. I think it looks rad. We got fire. Looks like some Avatar Last Airbender stuff. We got the Fire Nation over here queuing up with the water tribes. Anyways, have an amazing day. God bless.